Hello, my name's Sarah Pascoe, and this is my new office.
I'm on the hunt to find the world's most endangered jobs.
When people say rural where I live, they mean not on the tube.
How we make a living tells the story of our past, present and future. As the world changes, some jobs are on the verge of being lost forever. And I want to learn how to do them before they're gone.
If I'm the last woman on Earth, I'll know how to do everything. I love this.
I've been doing a lot of revision and research. Feel free to have your picture with him, he murdered millions. I've got a full pack of information, and I've also got a special journal to kind of write everything down in.
Magical mojito people.
So that it's then recorded forever, up here and in there. And in there, actually, yeah, if you're filming. Get out of the way! I don't want to kill anyone.
This is no legal.
Oh, if this goes terribly wrong, what is the situation with insurance? Oh, whoa!
Do you think the BBC is being quite irresponsible letting me go at one of them?
Yes.
It does feel like I'm the last woman on Earth.
Cuba is unlike anywhere else, any other country, because of political and economic pressures. There are people who do jobs here that don't exist anywhere else and might stop existing. And so I'm going to find out what they are and learn to do them. My first impressions of the airport are, it seems like every other airport, in a way. They do like to check that you're not bringing with you any pornografía, which is Spanish for pornography. You're not allowed to bring any in. And there's also no Wi-Fi in the airport. That's unusual, but probably because they don't want you having a quick wank in the toilets before you leave. No porn.
Cuba is known by most people as the land of cigars, rum and the 1959 revolution, where Fidel Castro's army seized control and set up a one-party state that's still in power today. Since then, Cuba's had to endure a trade blockade from the US that's left it stuck in time. But a huge rise in tourism and a technological revolution is commercialising a traditionally communist country. I've come here to find out how people's working lives are adapting to this and what might be lost if Cuba continues to change.
Hi, Sarah.
Hola.
I'm Jorge.
Jorge, I'm
Nice to meet you.
Sarah. Lovely to meet you.
My pleasure. Let me help you.
Is this your car?
This one, yes. You like it?
It's amazing.
Chevrolet 1955.
19...
While I'm in Havana, my guide Jorge is helping me meet the workers whose unique jobs could soon disappear. Like thousands of Cubans, he makes a living renting out his family home to tourists.
So, I want to show you this. So, this is the Revolution Square.
Oh,
It was built from 1954 to 1957.
yeah. Oh, it's Che
That's Che Guevara. You
Che
know,
Guevara.
he's an internationalist.
He's the guy from the T-shirts.
Che Guevara was a Cuban revolutionary hero from Argentina. As part of Fidel Castro's cabinet, he wanted Cuba to be closer to the Soviets and rejected ties with America. This decision is still having an impact on people's livelihoods today, as fuel sanctions from President Trump had just come into effect when I arrived.
Look this. Can you see the line? It's a huge line, actually, for the gas station. Recently, we have some problem in the economy because we don't have enough fuel. Sometimes they are making like some blackout in some part of the city in order to save some fuel for a few hours.
Something that must feel entirely out of their control is that there are dictates from America. So now they're having blackouts of electricity, and then there's fuel shortages, and that seems really regressive, like it's halting their progress.
So can you see that? Say entrada, and free,
entrance.
open, free.
Yes?
So this is the Cuban's motel. In Cuba, we don't have too many houses, and many people is forced to live with their own whole family.
And that is
In
not
my
sexy.
case, it's not. In my case, for example, I'm living with my mom, my grandmother, my sister, and my grandfather. And my grandfather and grandmother are divorced.
So when you have, you want to bring someone over, or you have a partner?
Two choices.
Okay.
One, I say to everyone to leave the house and leave it to me. That's one option. The second option is to come to this motel.
I actually do have a similar situation at home, but I didn't want to tell Jorge. My boyfriend and I sometimes go to a hotel to stop the dog looking at us. But that's £60, and I didn't want him to think that I was too free with my money and my body.
On the way to my first job, Jorge brought me to his house to meet his family. It's a bit soon.
Oh, this is your house.
It is. So I have in the back the kitchen, the bathroom.
Yes.
This is my mom and my room. But I will let you know this story now.
What, you live in the room with your mum?
She's my mom. She's
Hola.
my grandmother.
Hola,
I'm
Vivian.
Sarah.
Vivian, Sara.
Lovely to
And
meet you.
She's Irma,
Ah,
my
hola.
grandmother.
And you all live here together.
Vivimos aquí juntos.
Sí, juntos.
He doesn't get too annoying?
No, poquito.
Not that much.
Ah, poquito. How long have you had this house? When did you buy it?
At the beginning of the time, we cannot sell and buy houses. So the only way to, how to say, switch the house was, you know, making like a trade.
Ah, you just do a swap.
So this is the living room, a small living room here.
It's beautiful, it's massive.
Before we left, I wanted to make sure I had all of the essentials for my first day of work.
Just got to sort out some of my things. So, this is just at the top. It's not because it's most important, but it's stuff to make papa dobles, which is my favourite cocktail, named, of course, after Ernest Hemingway, who lived in Havana. And then I've got all, you know, Spanish phrase book about the Cuban economy, Cuba. Oh, I've got my notebook, making important notes about the job so that I can remember them forever. And then, basically, I've got a lot of medicines for the heat, allergies, cold, mosquitoes, diarrhea tablets. If I get diarrhea, we're getting a day off. I'm not going to carry on filming. So it's now time to go and learn about my first job and meet the lectore. Wish me luck. I'll just get the diarrhea tablets as well, just in case.
My first job is to be a lectora, which literally means someone who reads.
My qualifications for this job, I can read very well. I did an English degree, so I'm really into my books. Did not do a Spanish degree.
Before I can do this job properly, I'm going to get some lessons from Griselle, a former school teacher who's been a lectora for over 25 years.
Oh, brilliant.
A ver, mira.
The first thing that Griselle was going over was performance skills, and it seems that you do have to give voices to characters to differentiate them.
¿Cuándo regresas a casa, papá?
When you return home, Dad.
No lo sé, hijo. Pero cuando regrese, jugaremos juntos.
I don't know, son, but when I come back, we will play together.
Her 10-year-old boy was making me cry, and I was like, don't cry, Pasco, you're making a television programme.
So an important detail about this profession is that a lectora actually reads at a cigar factory. The purpose of the job is to entertain and educate the workers, who've got a great way of letting you know if you're doing well.
Escuchará golpe de chaveta, que le están aplaudiendo porque lo estás haciendo bien, porque les gusta.
Quite intimidatingly, at the factory, they have a system of either going like, yes, I like this, but also like a boom, I'm not into it. What if I hear that tomorrow? What will happen to my poor little ego? What happens to me if people don't like a gig? Never happened. Yeah, just don't read Twitter for a bit. Estrecha e incómoda.
No importa.
Incómoda.
So this morning, I'm going to read at the Romeo and Juliet factory where Griselle works. The factory is called this because most Cuban cigar brands are named after their workers' favourite books, another legacy of the lectora. But the job's being threatened now that Cuba has commercialised and half the island has a phone or a tablet. The lectores still read, but how long can they resist podcasts and TV shows in a modern-day factory?
I've never seen a factory like this, because in your head it's just big machines going, but it's not that mad rush. Capitalism has kind of forced people into working really, really quickly, and it's all about profit. And here it's not. It does seem like a nice place to work. It doesn't seem miserable, which is what you always think that factories. People are whistling, making kissy sounds. You weren't doing that unless you were on a great day, would you?
Comenzó a hablar cuando yo no lo estaba.
Wow, there's even
Pero
more
crece bien
people.
rápido, pero como pasa el tiempo, mi hijo, a medida que crecía, me decía, papá, algún día seré como tú.
It's kind of astonishing what she does, kind of holding people's attention. Griselle puts a lot into it, doesn't she? She's a good performer.
En ocasiones sí se ponen porque el audífono lo que hace es separarte del mundo, que no escuchar a nadie, que no te distraiga. Pero cuando viene la lectora, todo el mundo se quita los audífonos para poder escucharla a ella.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Literacy levels in Cuba are incredibly high, one of the highest in the world. And obviously kind of reading is part of their life. So even at work, someone reading from a book and different types of literature is important to them and accessible to everyone.
Tengo mucho que hacer.
Cuba's literacy levels were raised after the state reforms in the 60s. Before then, this job was the only means of education for the poorest classes, and especially women.
She finished.
I just finished. Hey!
Mi familia.
This is her family.
Son 8 horas.
It's 8 hours.
Every day.
Oh.
Un mensaje.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, should we go?
Por
Okay.
favor.
It's incredibly intimidating. Just people are concentrating on their work, and I've got to follow Griselle, who's really, really good at her job.
Ella es Sara. Paco, vamos a recibirla como estamos acostumbrados.
So I don't want to muck it up for people, but because I'm doing the job, I'm not just copying her. I have to kind of do it how I would do it. So I brought a story. It's kind of from my own life. And the story was about a lie I told when I was a teenager. I thought it might give a little bit of a flavour of Britain, also about reading and education and why it's important to me. At school, a girl called Laura was the richest person I had ever met. Her house had 4 bedrooms. When you look across everyone, you see lots of eyes avoiding yours and then one person below. I said that my house was the only one in Dagenham with a jacuzzi.
le dijo que su casa era la única en toda esa ciudad que tenía un jacuzzi.
I said that Take That sometimes came round to use the jacuzzi. I would say the story went quite badly. It's difficult to tell, but it's also difficult to know how it could have gone worse. My horse has been stolen!
Mi caballo ha sido robado.
I cried hysterically. Do I think people got my story? Absolutely not, because Jorge, at the end of it, asked me what it meant. And he had it in front of him. Finito. Finito.
Oh, qué fuerte está eso.
I think there was some patronising tapping, which is something we didn't cover with Griselle. Sometimes they'll just tap and go, she's come all the way from England, bless her. That's like the scariest gig I've ever had. This is not a place without technology. Quite a lot of people were looking at phones while I was doing my story. And maybe that is a sign of what will happen in the future, that everyone will be watching devices and not listening to the lectore. But at the moment, it seems like a lovely blend. People can kind of zone in and out. This is good. Sarah's not. What you do is brilliant.
Oh, qué linda.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much.
Bueno.
It's a social thing. It's about the contact that she has with them and vice versa. And that seems to be such an important thing, and that would be such a shame to lose. I think it's such a wonderful addition to their lives, and maybe even people's lives in England now in future. Although it's weird to say that on a TV programme, because obviously we don't want people to stop watching TV and start reading books. Or listening to them. They should just watch TV.
After seeing the lectora, I wanted to know if Cuba's rise in consumerism has threatened any other jobs. So Jorge took me to see a unique practice still happening in Havana. It started from a culture of recycling that's been a Cuban way of life since the blockade.
So, we're off to meet someone called a mattress magician.
Yes.
And for that reason, you popped a mattress on the roof.
Yes.
It's strange for me. I've never heard of this kind of job.
Okay.
So why do you have it in Cuba?
This was created because we cannot afford sometimes to buy the new ones. We cannot get it from the store. They are providing always just few mattresses. Like,
Oh, they don't have
literally,
any.
you need to be inside the store to know that they bring mattress there.
What else do you repair?
We're fixing laundry machine, refrigerator, coffee machine, microwave.
So when something breaks,
It needs to be destroyed in
Yeah.
order to not to fix
really?
it. Yeah.
A new mattress is a year's salary for most people here, so they need to get them repaired rather than replaced when they break. But the hope is that cheaper and more accessible imports will make this job unnecessary. I want to find out more about how this job started and whether it can continue in a consumer-led future. So I'm going to learn from Jorge's magician, Juan.
Here's where they do mattress magic. My experience in this field is sleeping on mattresses and never ever having to open one that somebody else has slept on. What have I opened before? A butternut squash?
Ahora se le quita el cosido,
Yeah.
se zafa y se empieza a trabajar. Entonces,
They're going to make a surgery now.
Yeah. Oh, and see, look, there's the dust. That's your skin
Yeah,
coming out. That's your skin
ah.
coming out of there. This is layers of like
Just
kind
on
of
here for now.
matting, polystyrene and foam.
Yeah,
Oh, I see, there's a
broken.
bad spring. So it seems that repairing a mattress is actually getting lots of new bits of different mattresses and putting them together and going, there you go, that's the same mattress. Which kind of isn't, is it? It's like that Greek riddle about Theseus's boat. Like, if you change every plank, is it still Theseus's boat? Oh, like with the Sugar Babes.
¿dónde un pedazo de hélice a mí? Mejor aquí.
Snipping, snipping.
So you have to start there.
Ah, to attach them to each other. That's how you get them to the two new bits. This is amazingly satisfying. So, Juan, I want to know when you decided to fix mattresses.
Cuando yo estudiaba en tecnológico, ¿no? Y traje una muchacha para acá. Y el colchón mío estaba en mal estado. Y entonces yo le planteé a mi papá que quería arreglar el colchón, ¿no? Entonces él me dice que si yo quería colchón nuevo, que lo arreglara yo.
And then the ladies were so impressed, you thought, I'm good at this.
Sí, ¿no?
The story essentially was, I wanted to bed some ladies, had to make a bed.
No, después ya después me cogió el ejército. Después vino el periodo especial.
In the special period, that was when the communists fall, then we have a really bad situation here in Cuba, so a lot of people start being self-employed.
When Juan was first talking about starting his business, he kind of made it like a funny story, like a cheeky lad having somewhere comfy to lay with the girls. But it turns out that actually the whole reason for doing this was complete desperation.
In 1991, the fall of Cuba's benefactor, the Soviet Union, caused a huge recession. What followed was the special period where Cubans could start their own businesses to help kickstart the economy, and resourceful jobs like this took off.
What was it like living here during that time?
Una pesadilla.
It was a nightmare.
Apagones,
Oh, blackout all the time.
la comida,
Food, like
bien,
not too much food.
difícil,
You're hungry?
como ahora.
Difficult
Está
to get
bastante
it,
difícil.
like now also, a little bit.
Yeah. You can see from the people who've lived through that period and how awful it was, that time of deprivation, things like having the blackouts or the queues for fuel, these are very ominous because they're so worried that it's going to get that bad again.
Ahora poner el forro y empezar a poner la guata y...
Take it there.
God, it smells very beddy.
Yeah.
I think as a job, rather than thinking this is a sign of the past, this could be the future. Because the idea of it, repairing a mattress to reuse it, is absolutely right. I just don't think I ever want to watch it ever again. Because anyone's mattress is disgusting.
Before I leave Havana, I couldn't go without seeing one of its most important and most visited revolutionary icons. It's a statue of John Lennon in the middle of a park in Cuba. In 2000, Fidel Castro unveiled this life-size statue as a tribute to the ex-Beatle, complete with removable glasses. Today it's still a big draw for tourists, and it provides Aleida with one of Cuba's most unique and endangered jobs. She is the guardian of the glasses of John Lennon's statue. Apparently, it's a full-time state job, and the government have been trying to find a way to fix the glasses permanently, so I want to see this job in action before they succeed and put Aleida out of work.
Hola. I think I'd be brilliant at this job. I've worn sunglasses, never put them on a statue before. In the UK, when people are drunk, they like to put cones on the top of statues' heads when they're students. Hopefully not older than that, grow up. So this is a little bit like that, but sober and for the government. So your job is to make sure that John Lennon is wearing his glasses.
Sí, cuando vengan personas,
So every time some people come, she's putting the glasses on.
cuando se retiran, tengo que quitársela. Cuando vienen, se las pongo.
And when they're leaving, she pull out again.
So why do you have to take them off again?
Porque ya se los robaron
Ah, because it was stolen
3
already.
veces.
3 times in the past.
Oh,
No
yeah.
es solamente poner las gafas, es cuidar todo el área mía.
It's not only to put the glasses, it's to take care of from the whole area.
Of course. So she's a park keeper, and it's not Hyde Park, but it's a reasonable size, and she has to keep an eye on everything, the tidiness, and then dashing back quickly for tourists to put the glasses on so people can have their photograph taken. What is it like as a job? The tourists, they're friendly and nice? Mostly.
Mostly, you know,
Mostly.
like...
Yeah. Are British people polite? Oh, I don't like that face.
No.
It's easy, the job. I don't need any more training. I can put glasses on and pick up some rubbish.
He was a lovely man.
Sorry, John, that was very full on. Let's hope that other tourists are a bit calmer, shall we? Ah!
John Lennon wasn't always so adored in Cuba, at least not in public. In 1964, as Beatlemania spread around the world, Fidel Castro thought their Western music threatened communist ideals and banned it. He only changed his mind after Lennon's death decades later.
I think my shift is over. Did I do a good job?
Demasiado bien.
Well, good for the
Es
first
lo
time.
mismo que hago yo.
It's the same that she's doing every day.
Really? And they're just so focused. The thing with the state workers here is they take their work seriously. Like, no one is just like bunking off. Just chuck the glasses on there, go read my magazine at my friend's house. I'll give you back your glasses. John Lennon's glasses. This job needs to be preserved. The Beatles were banned. That's a really important detail in their history. They have had a government that would ban music.
Cuídate.
Well, it's a bit forward coming to kiss you. I'm sorry about
Llévatelo. A
that.
ver si te lo puedes llevar. Chao,
Yeah,
mi
okay.
vida.
Cuídate.
Chao.
Don't just kiss ladies who don't want to kiss you. What would I do differently about this job? I'd have got a statue that didn't have glasses. They could have had Paul McCartney. Or all of Take That. Perfect eyesight. What did you say to that woman to make her hate you so much?
Oh, because I was teasing her a lot.
She hates you.
Yeah.
Most workers in Cuba are employed by the government like Aleida, but I'd heard of a growing trend of people working in underground jobs to make ends meet. Workers not licensed by the state. So I've arranged to meet one of them, someone who makes the package, a hard drive full of entertainment that's distributed to families all over Cuba.
Do you use this?
Believe me, every day since I remember.
Oh, really? What's your favourite programmes?
I like a lot some YouTubers who are making like...
YouTubers?
Yes. I'm following few YouTubers that they are into the science stuff.
Oh, okay. Not like makeup tutorials.
Oh, no, not this stupid thing.
Yeah.
No, I like interesting things, you know,
Oh,
the
okay.
thing who can bring me some knowledge.
Yes, yes.
So documentaries, of course,
Yeah.
some TV
Will you
shows.
watch this documentary if it's on the package?
If it's coming, yes, of course.
Okay, well, I'm going to have a word. Actually, I won't, because then we won't get paid.
Selling the package isn't a licensed job, which means that it is a black market industry.
Jorge, I'm afraid you can't come with me. This bit is all a bit clandestine.
Okay.
So thank you very much, and I'll see you later on.
See you.
So I want to find out more about this underground activity and how it can exist in a country with a strict regime before it's shut down. As this job is unlicensed, we've had to protect the identity of the package man.
So, yeah, the package man.
In this area I am.
What does that mean?
It is kind of Netflix and internet all together.
So your job isn't against the law?
It is.
It is, oh. Okay, sorry.
It is not against the law,
No.
but it is no legal yet.
Yeah, do you think it will be legal?
I don't think so.
It's a bit like being a drug dealer. I don't know, I've never been a drug dealer. I imagine it's much scarier. Cuban cinema, documentaries, comedy. There's Nish Kumar! Edinburgh Nights with Nish Kumar. So he, in the UK, he criticises the government. He goes, Brexit! Reality shows in Spanish and English. Which English reality shows do you have?
That's it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Britain's Got Talent, Celebrity MasterChef, I know that. This is everything. Oh, you have a Spanish bake-off. I wonder what Spanish Noel Fielding looks like. You can't license it for a job because it's technically theft, but at the same time, this is just entertainment for families. So you can understand that. Like, why crack down? Do you have like a saucy folder for parents?
Not at all. We don't have political content. We don't have advertisement, and we don't have pornography.
Yeah.
So everyone that works with the package is completely clean.
No porn. We'll not waver on that. I wasn't like pressing him. And no adverts. And you think that's weird. And then you remember, oh, they're communists. The whole idea of capitalism that I am so used to is alien and unattractive here. Denon.
As Cuba commercialises, more people own computers than ever before, and they want to be connected to the rest of the world. But internet access is restricted and expensive, so the package has flourished in recent years.
My clients share an experience, something that they saw,
Yeah.
and then I get a background there. So then I tell them, this movie is very good for you.
Okay.
They have a pretty woman, a pretty boy, so they are in love. You're gonna like it.
So this job is fascinating. There's an element of creativity to it in terms of putting the package together. He kind of sees himself as a curator. Like, he described himself a little bit like an algorithm on a streaming website that says, will you like this? Have you thought about watching this? I've seen the job so far, which is all kind of computer kitchen-based. And now we're going out to do a drop-off with a tiny bag. It does feel a bit like drugs. What if it's a sting? Don't let me rot in Cuban jail.
Over 1 million Cubans are said to work in the unlicensed market doing jobs like this. Many do it on top of their state jobs, which pay just $44 a month.
So how often do you have to go out and do this?
It's almost every day of the week.
The fun, easy bit is at the house. It's downloading. And then you can just do whatever you want. You can have a bath. But the logistical bit of actually getting it to people seems like that's a bit more work.
Just a second.
Yeah. Just have a quick check for the feds. All good?
Good. Now we are gonna do just another one, and that's it. Just a minute.
Okay. Un momento.
Just one more stop.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just a second, right?
Yeah, that's fine. So I thought this bit would be a bit more exciting. I thought it would be more like subterfuge, like, oh my God, Sarah, check, is the coast clear? No, it's very mundane. It's like he could be delivering milk, he could be delivering a newspaper. Hey, here's the newspaper you ordered. Oh, thanks. Is there any porn in it? No, that's against the rules.
In the future, if the internet becomes affordable and allowed in homes, then the package might disappear. Until then, it's the only entertainment for many Cubans.
People at home might be watching this thinking, I think it's very ethically dubious that you're stealing television programmes. I think that is true in the UK when people have all of the options. What they're doing with the package isn't the kind of theft where it's not like a shop losing its products, they can't sell them anymore. But also there's an embargo, which means they can't buy from other countries. They can't just pay for it. I don't think it's fair that the people of Cuba, who have to go without in so many areas, shouldn't have some fun things to watch with their family.
After seeing what Cubans love to watch on the package, I started thinking about what they were missing out on. And the answer was easy, and a great way to see off my last night in Havana.
Jorge, I'm not just saying this because of the 3 papadobles I've already had. You've been an amazing host. I've learned so much in Havana, and it's all because of you. Thank you, and cheers.
My pleasure.
Salute.
Cheers.
This is your gift. It's the finest TV programme in the world. Before we watch it, I have to fill you in a little bit. Whitney, she's about to get married to Callum, off her tits with excitement. She finds out just before the wedding he's had an affair with Ben Mitchell, Phil Mitchell's son, and then he thought, oh, are they going to get together? But he decides not to. Stay with Whitney. And so she has to decide, like, does he mean this? Is he really sorry? Shall I go through with it? She does. Ben turns up at the wedding to try and say to Callum, choose me instead, don't marry her. Thank God, Callum does choose her, so it's all okay until they get back to the Queen Vic. Guess who's there? Hunter. He's got a gun. He shoots. We don't know who's dead. Go.
Wow.
Oh, that is bitchy, isn't it? Like actually putting your actual back to someone. I think she looks beautiful, though.
Oh, yes.
This morning, I'm escaping the capital because I want to find out about people in the rural parts of the country whose jobs are being threatened. So I'm meeting local producer Paula, who's taking me to see families that work in the Cuban countryside.
So how different is rural Cuba to what I've just kind of been seeing in Havana?
It's a complicated question.
Okay.
I think in terms of stress, it's completely better than in the city.
Yeah.
But also it's harder to get basic supplies like, I don't know, shampoo or toilet paper because transportation sometimes is an issue.
So there's no toilet paper?
It can be a shortage. Even in the capital can be a shortage, so imagine if you're in the countryside. But, like I said, stress-wise, it's way better.
Stress-wise, unless you're on the toilet, which might be very stressful. Okay.
Paula is taking me to Vinales, a remote area in western Cuba that's become popular with tourists, to see a family of water healers called Los Aquáticos. Today, most healers have rejected the lifestyle and only a few remain. So I want to see how the last ones are still able to be independent and make a living in the mountains before the tradition dies out.
This is such an unusual job because you can't apply for it. You have to be born into it as a family and everything is kind of self-sustaining. But they live completely off-grid. Always, the minute someone mentions no toilet paper, you do kind of feel a bit apprehensive.
Unfortunately, visiting a family in the mountains means the only way to get there is on a horse.
Logistically, it doesn't sound like the end of the world. You just ride a pony up the mountain. But the thing we hadn't figured is that there's a whole crew of us. It's not just me doing this by myself, unfortunately. You guys are all with me. And look at the state of you now. We're not even moving. I've never seen 3 such sweaty men. And we've got to have all the equipment as well. The poor horses. See? They're nervous.
Your vest.
Ah, thank you. And you're really not going to wear one of these?
I'm not.
Because of BBC are worried about me dying, my precious skull. I have to wear a pony hat and a gilet, and everyone's going to not think I'm cool. Come on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, it's too hot to wear this. This is like putting a skull on outside of your head. Hey, swish, swish, tail. And then this is really thick. And I'm already like kind of, my bra's wet. When people say rural where I live, they mean like not on the tube, only on the overground. Why doesn't Paola have to wear this stuff?
Well, she's an accomplished horse rider, so she didn't need one for the risk assessment.
Oh, I'm an accomplished horse rider. Is my bum supposed to hurt this much? Okay, we've accidentally turned around. Just gonna have something to eat. Just a bit of a snack.
You cannot let him eat, otherwise you will never make it to the
Oh,
spot.
really? Okay, hey, we have to go. I'm not being mean. Never known such a hungry horse. Rode a donkey when I was a child, so I'm actually going to be brilliant at this. Oh! Humiliating. But it threw me into a muddy puddle.
So what are we doing here?
What we're doing here? Oh, I've forgotten. After the ordeal of getting here, healing. They're going to heal my ego after falling off a horse with some water, so they better be good at their job. I'm still not clear how they recruit customers, because they can't all be coming up that shit show, can they?
The Aquaticos are completely separate from the state, which isn't easy in Cuba. They don't use government healthcare, education or food rations, so they have to live off the land around them. I'm meeting Fila and her son Yosbani, who is one of the last people to be born into the healing tradition.
11 hijos.
Her mom had 11 children.
Todos los tuvo en la casa,
and they were all born at home.
Oh my gosh.
curándose con agua.
All those children were healed with water.
It's crazy to do this in Cuba because the things that Cuba prides themselves on is education and hospitals. The 2 things they reject. That's all you can get here. You can't get fizzy drinks. You look so healthy, and you think that's because of the water?
Creo que sí.
She believes yes.
Yes.
Esto es un cubo de agua. Yo te voy a curar en el nombre de Dios, de María Santísima y Antoñique Izquierdo.
So I'm going to heal you in the name of God, the Virgin Mary, and Antoñique Izquierdo.
Es Dios y Antoñica, no yo.
It's
Yo
God
no tengo poder.
and Antoñica. It's not me, I have no power.
The healing process that I experienced was incredibly relaxing. Like, I love having my head touched. And she was like, it's not me, it's God. But I was really into her.
Criatura de Dios, yo te curo en Salmo y bendigo en nombre de la Santa.
Water healing was started in the 1930s by a preacher called Antonica. She had a huge following in these remote mountains where doctors rarely came. But now even tourists have started trekking up here.
Tiene sol.
Do you ever get hypochondriacs who just come up here because it's nice?
Eso es lo que hace falta, que te sientas bien.
That's what you need. If you feel better, then it's working.
Okay, that's good. So with the job, how do you make a living? How do you survive?
Yo trabajo en mi casa, ellos trabajan en el campo.
Y en segunda opción, tengo acá un pequeño bar donde se hacen mojitos, jugos, piña colada.
Mojito. It all felt quite serious when I was going through the kind of healing process and listening to the prayer. And then obviously I did want to know, like, how do you monetize this? How are you surviving? And the answer, excitingly, even I know the Spanish for this, mojitos.
Mojito, vamos.
Yosbeni has managed to create the most beautiful and difficult to get to cocktail bar in Cuba. Is that keeping the job alive or is that a different job? Beautiful. Oh, it smells amazing. These people have chosen to be autonomous, and in that it's really important and very brave, because the state is so kind of overarching, at times oppressive in other areas, and they have this kind of relative freedom because tourism has kept them going.
Salud. Salud. Salud.
I really hope it continues for generations to come, but I think it might be time to heal with the water, but also have a medicine cabinet. I'm feeling a lot better.
That's probably the mojito.
Yeah, I can't be sure if it's taking the sun out of my head or if it's the mojito as well, which isn't great, is it? Because I had difficulty staying on a horse when I was sober.
My last stop in Cuba is to its oldest and first city, Baracoa. I've come here because it's where some of the country's most traditional trades are still being done. This is where Christopher Columbus landed in 1492 before making Cuba a Spanish colony for the next 400 years. Like Viñales, it's seen a big increase in tourism in recent years, but here it's having a different effect on traditional jobs.
I have been coming here since I'm 15.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite place on Cuba.
Okay. So is it a very popular holiday resort?
It's more for tourism for Cubans. It's really hard to get to Baracoa. It's really far. So even by plane or by car or by bus, it's expensive.
So tourists come here, but not so much with Cubans?
No, unfortunately not.
When you think of Cuba, you kind of have Havana in your mind, whereas this is much more peaceful. If you do see a vehicle, it will be a bicycle or a pony and cart. So it's much more old-fashioned and a much kind of slower way of living, which apparently is much more representative of the rest of Cuba.
I'm in Baracoa to learn about Cuba's national dance, the danzón. It's not as profitable as the salsa, which is the dance tourists want to see when they come to Cuba. I want to know what the danzón means to the people who are still dancing before those who know and teach it are gone forever. So Paula has arranged for me to get some lessons from danzón teacher Nancy, whose group regularly perform in Baracoa.
I think I'm very qualified for this job because I've got some moves, I'm an avid student, and I brought with me a very important prop, traditional fan.
Aquí se bailaba mucho antes del triunfo de la revolución, se bailaba danzón en los grandes salones.
Before the revolution, danzón was very popular in many cities.
Was it?
Yeah.
So why was it more popular before the revolution?
De una forma rescatada la muchacha joven, donde incluso podía encontrar un enamorado, era en esos bailes.
Before the revolution, also young girls were not allowed to just date men.
Oh.
So this was also an opportunity to even find a boyfriend.
So this is where the boys and girls would see each other.
En aquellos tiempos también los salones estaban divididos, estaban para las personas blancas y el salón de las personas de color.
Back in the day, it was the salon for the white people, and then it was a dancing salon for black people.
Oh, yeah, so you had segregation. White people and black people had separate dance halls, and obviously it's a very shocking thing to hear about in this day and age. There were some negative effects, but it's kind of an example of how the revolution did free people in some ways.
Estamos conversando, salimos a pasear.
So this is called the walk. He's giving you compliments.
Gracias.
I see. Okay, so I need the beautiful fan, and I put my arm on you like this.
The danzón was first performed over 150 years ago, but commercialism has brought new music to the island. And young Cubans have no interest in a historical dance that's seen as out of touch.
Start walking, start walking.
So the beginning of the dance is the flirting session, when you kind of very slowly promenade. You have a fine moustache.
Sí, ¿le gusta Cuba?
Yes, I've been using exactly the same flirtation moves here as I would use at home. Do you like true crime podcasts?
Sí, muy bueno.
Oh yes, they're good, aren't they? You know, just like hot chat.
Siempre arrastrando, nunca te vas. A ver, mira.
So you never move your feet out of the floor, you just drag it in the floor.
So it's just shuffling?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
There's a big stress on elegance.
A little bit more graceful, usually.
Yeah. Nancy's been guiding me through the elements of the dance, as if they are difficult to pick up.
Con el paseo y después comenzamos a bailar.
Are you okay with doing the walk and then going to the dance, or you want to?
I think we've nailed the walk. Let's just head to Dance Town.
Let's get it forward the music for the dancing.
Do you have any Shakira?
You're getting a lot of approval from the ladies. That's all you have to know. You're getting approval from the ladies.
But you have to look in a man's eyes.
Cuando termina, las parejas en el danzón siempre bien pegaditos, porque bueno.
That's the way it should be done. Really tight.
Sacándole brillo al hebrillo el cinto.
Oh, he said that you're polishing his belt. Polishing his belt.
Pegadito, bien.
It was not a naughty expression. It's just they're so close that you're polishing his belt.
Vamos a hacer una presentación esta noche.
So we're gonna perform.
But get all dressed up and fancy. And what about our crew? Should they dress up or should they stay in their grey shorts? I have already picked up the dance because it is muchos simplos, and I'm so looking forward to tonight and seeing everyone in action in their gear. Is there a particular special way of doing the makeup?
Las mujeres de la época se maquillaban así.
So women back in the day wear this really strong lipstick
Yes,
and
so
that
bright
shadow,
colours,
bright
very
colours.
defined. I see.
It's gonna be you.
Yeah. They asked me to go and get changed into an appropriate dress, which I have, hopefully. This one there, aquí.
Sí.
Okay. I'm quite an au natural woman, and he's going to make me look like Elizabeth I.
Tiene el cabello un poquito dañado del color.
He said that your hair is a little bit damaged because of the dyeing.
Yeah.
Por eso estoy buscando lo que sea mejor para ella, para disimular.
So he's gonna try to hide the tips that are really like burn.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know what happened to the hard-hitting documentary we're making. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in a chair having my hair criticised by a stranger. Nothing to do with dancing, or being a dance teacher. Just, I need to stop dyeing my hair.
Y ahí cuando está así hay que cortar.
At the point that your hair is, you should cut it.
I was kind of picked at, which actually does happen at all hairdressers, particularly spiteful breed of people, but I'm just not usually being filmed while it happens.
Tengo que mojarlo porque si no, no puedo.
He's wetting your hair to manipulate it. It's really thin.
Thanks. So this is what Michael Palin does on his travel shows when he's getting into culture, has his hair criticised. Oh, Michael, the pores on your nose are so big. Oh, Michael, let's put you in tight trousers in a sweaty country. Where's that? Joanna Lumley? She probably has a makeup person with her. I bet her hair's burned as well from all the bleach. Lumley would understand. I should have all of you fired. Raphael's been eyeing me up all afternoon. This whole way through this process, he's changed his shirt twice. So I know he's trying to impress me. So it's very busy.
It is busy. I honestly didn't thought we were going to be this crowd.
Everyone's looking and watching. Have you got any last-minute advice for me?
Remember to shine his belt. That's the secret. That's the secret.
This is very lovely, isn't it? Out in the square in front of everybody. Okay. Yeah. This is my friend Paola. Do keep an eye on me. I got me a fine gentleman. It's relatively simple, the performance that we put on for quite a large crowd. Oh, now. The dance, in terms of what it represents, the history, its connection to culture, what it tells us about Cuba in the past, is so fascinating. So it's a really great job to keep alive for the social aspect of it. Well, I can see why the younger generation would be interested in kind of dancing like that because they've got energy. This dance is for very tired people. Then it was over, and I hadn't burned a calorie. Here you go, Paola's back.
Hey, you survived.
Yes, I had a very good partner, very good teacher. Gracias. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Buona noche. There we go. There we go. You impressed with me?
I was.
He got loads of the moves wrong. I think I prefer the job of dance teacher to dancing because she just fans herself and stands there.
Yeah,
It's such an easy dance. I'm going to dance you home. Ready?
Oh, you're going to show me how? Okay.
This will test what a good teacher I am. So put my hand there, hand there, and then it's just like a shuffle like this.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me just I find myself like that.
1, 2, 3. That's actually a rogue move. That's for when you're walking. Not when
Oh,
you're
when I'm
dancing.
walking, that's the wrong move. I'm
Come
so
on,
sorry.
1, 2, 3. It's a very hard dance, actually, as you can see. 1, 2, 3.
Just
1, 2, 3. And then hopefully by morning we'll be home.
On my last day in Cuba, I wanted to see a profession that would really stretch me. So Paula is taking me to meet some friends who do quite a labour-intensive job.
We're going to visit my little family, Baracoa, friends that I have had since I'm really, really young. So every time I come, I visit them. They make cucuruchos, which is a local sweet.
Who are the customers? Do they kind of sell to shops or?
After Trump banning the Americans to come to Cuba, that has had a tremendous negative impact in the local economy.
So that's their business revenue just completely cut off.
Yes. So they have to go back to the locals.
Yeah.
And of course, the profits is not the same.
Yeah. How do Cubans feel about Donald Trump?
It's really sad that our economy actually depends on the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And not actually ours.
Yes.
So it's a really frustrating feeling.
In these isolated areas, families with natural resources have turned pastimes like sweet making into a commercial enterprise to make a living. But cooking this traditional sweet is a dangerous job, and young Cubans in the area are abandoning it for safer, better paid work with tourists in the town centre. So I'm going to document and learn this treacherous task before it disappears for good.
This is the most dangerous job that I've had to do so far. In fact, we've had to get a stunt coordinator to take care of me. And he seems very laissez-faire about the whole thing, and he's just taking lots of photos of barnyard animals at the moment.
It takes an entire family to make the cucuruchos. I'm meeting the cook Maria, her brother Koyi, who fetches the coconuts, and their father, 98-year-old Rafael, who used to climb the trees barefooted.
Have you always lived here?
Toda la vida. They were born here.
La Habana, yo no conozco.
He doesn't know Havana, has never been in the capital
Siempre
of
aquí,
Cuba.
aquí.
He has always been here.
Yeah.
Quemando coco.
Climbing the trees and getting the coconuts.
Oh, you still climb the trees?
Yo sí, pero los hijos no quieren que yo suba. Tienen miedo, oh, papá.
He still does it, but then the kids don't let him. They're really afraid that he will fall off.
Of course, of course.
Los pies míos de subir están virados.
Oh, he said that his feet, for so much climbing, has already the shape of the coconut tree.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So you lived through the changes of the revolution. Was it a really positive thing?
Nací en pleno triunfo de la revolución.
So she was actually born during the revolution.
Fidel hizo mucho por construir, hacer que todo el mundo sea bien educado, para que no haya guerra, para que todos los países tengan paz.
Fidel gave us education, and it was really forward for peace in between every country in the world.
Antes, el gobierno de antes, Ratita, pagaban $1 por día, nacional. Ahora dan hasta 20 y nadie quiere trabajar.
Before the revolution, when Batista was president, the people will pay like 1 Cuban peso per day as a salary.
Yes.
Now they will give even 20, but then the people doesn't want to work.
Rafael is kind of a perfect son of the revolution because, as he says, he was very poor. He didn't have anything to lose, only things to gain. He's the kind of person the revolution was intended to help, and obviously it did. Okay, and undo this. Ah! Beautiful. Okay, like this, squash, squash, squash.
And then you can just...
I keep thinking, oh, it's so lovely. There's chickens, there's a dog, there's lovely sweets. I'm going to buy some and take some home. And then I remember I have to climb a tree later, and then it makes your feet go all wonky.
Bueno, mira, aquí tengo esta fuente. El coco está limpio, ¿ves? Cuando tú vas a rallarlo, que te
Yes. Can I have a go?
Sí, mi vida, sí. ¿Cómo que no? Venga usted.
I'm going to try and find a big bit so I don't do my knuckles
Ten
in.
cuidado, dale suave que tú no sabes y te puedes rayar la
She said
mano.
that please go
Te la hace
slowly because
sangre.
you don't have the technique, and it can actually make your fingers
bleed into the
Yeah.
coconut and ruin the
Suavecito
lovely
porque te hace la
sweets.
mano
Yeah.
sangre. Tienes que apretarlo para que no se te resbalen. Exacto, eso es. Ahora este coco tú lo sacudes.
So you shake the coconut out of the grater.
Yeah. Digamos que aquí hay 10, 12 cocos, por ejemplo.
Let's say that you already have 10 to 12 coconuts.
Correcto.
So the next stage of cooking was an open fire with some very smelly wood on it. It's a very small room, and there's smoke licking your eyeballs.
Una paleta de bambú.
I can't stand up. So that's called paleta, and it's made of bamboo. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm having a great day. Almonds in the pot. Yeah. In they go. Yeah, I'll take that. You could do this in the oven on a piece of foil without the fire. I think next time I'll do a wiki how rather than actually going into the smoke pit. Yeah, she could have just told me. I'd have believed her. You chop up the coconut, you stir it with some honey and chuck some almonds in. Oh yeah, great.
Ahora esto lleva la miel.
Then she's gonna add the honey.
Okay. I really am doing my best. Is there not an easier way of doing this? And why is she fine?
I don't know.
She seemed a little bit bothered, but no, not as bothered as me. But I promise you it was awful. She's just very experienced. I'm not a wuss.
You have to be moving it and adding the honey for an hour, non-stopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it makes more fire. And then this is some nice coconut pubes. Okay, I'm worried this is going to make it more smoky, Maria. What about young people? Are they interested in this job?
Yo creo que no, porque se pasa mucho trabajo.
She thinks not. Because
No!
It's too hard to make. So young people don't want to do that. It's
Maria,
too
that
hard.
is no surprise.
Podemos salir un momentico. So we're gonna go out in a minute. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
I'm just going to watch it from my T-shirt.
She just said that we have to leave that there for an hour to
Oh,
be ready.
okay. Where's all the rubbish?
Es la que recala aquí a la orilla, que la trae el mar de allá afuera. Entonces nosotros nos ocupamos, toda la familia, de recogerla para que no esté la playa fea.
So that all that is brought by the ocean, and the entire family cleans the beach and puts it there
Oh
to
my
keep the beach clean.
gosh. Oh God, there's so much of it. This just comes out of the sea. And these are all shoes. The things that have washed up on their beach are stuff they don't have. They don't have access to, they have nowhere to buy. It's from other countries, and all they've got is the rubbish.
Maria then took us inside the family home to show us her artistic way of dealing with the waste around them.
Como tú puedes ver, este es el fondo del pomo.
So that's the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah,
Este es
yeah.
el fondo del otro pomo.
Just see that? Ah, I see. And you put them inside, and then it's like the petals. And you just made this up.
Sí,
Yeah.
sí.
Maria's incredibly creative because some of the flowers she's made are absolutely amazing. They're really intricate. Oh my gosh. This is how we solve the plastic crisis, guys! And obviously she's got enough rubbish to keep her busy for 4,000 years.
Bueno, yo pienso que lo que deberíamos de hacer ahora es salir y buscar los cocos.
Well, we need to get out and just find the coconuts.
Oh, okay, we can get the coconuts. Okay, this is the bit I don't want to do. Okay.
So after learning to cook, which I thought was going to be the easy bit, it was time to join expert climbers Koyi and Raphael to learn the final part of this very difficult job.
Do you think the BBC is being quite irresponsible letting me go at one of them?
Ah, no, no tiene peligro ninguno.
No, there's no danger at all.
Digo, de aquí a la casa.
No, de aquí a la casa no, del piso a la cima del cocotero. ¿Es peligroso?
Sí, claro.
Oh, wait, yes.
Oh, okay, thanks.
¡Bup! ¡Bup! Llegó el capitán Tormenta a la finca de oro.
Espérate.
El tesoro de Rafael.
Come on, it's not your program, it's mine. Come on.
Besando mi mantecoco.
So this is the last element of the job, and this is the element that I will obviously replace with store-bought coconuts. What are Tito's qualifications? He's been doing selfies all day, wearing a tight top. Is he professional, actually, or is this a trick? Big, aren't they?
The coconut trees, yes, they're large.
Si presta atención y mira.
So you have to look,
yep,
and then listen,
yep,
and then everything should be fine.
Great. It's incredible, the disparity between old Western Netflix potato here and these people who, for them, it's like walking up and down the street. He didn't break a sweat. Whoa! Whoa! Have you ever fallen off?
No.
No? Great.
Do you watch it?
Yep.
Do you feel as if you can do it?
No.
You're gonna give it a try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so it's like a nappy structure, but without, well, I don't need it. I don't need a nappy. Don't need to brag. In the olden days, women used to have something like this for their sanitary towels. Don't tell him. Ladies' business.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask about the women in your family? They do this too?
Otra hija que vivimos en Jagua, más abajo.
Oh, she actually has a daughter who does it.
Pero ahora
Yeah.
está muy gorda, 400
But
libras
she's too
pesa.
fat now.
Okay.
400 libras.
Maybe she did that on purpose to get out of it. The method I was using to get up the tree was, I would call, desperation and clinging. You guys should talk about something interesting, because this is very boring watching me inch up a tree. I found it so hard to get perches with my feet, and a lot of the time I was just gripping the tree, kept trying to use different muscles in my body to see if it would help, and nothing would help.
Tito's asking if you're comfortable. Everything's fine with you.
Have you got 6 ropes in your groin?
You were getting a little snappy up the top of the tree, I felt.
Really? Would you want to go up the tree and see how you feel?
Are you ready to go down?
No, I'm going to try and touch on a bloody coconut.
Espérate. So you want to go down now?
No, I want to rest up here for a little while. And there's that saying, isn't there? Up the tree, your true personality comes out, and I'm a bit of a bitch. I'm sorry I snapped at everyone. I just want a small rest.
Viene Coco.
You all owe me 4 mojitos. Each and every one of you. We're so used to the idea of jobs dying out because technology, like a robot's taking over. But here, it's nothing to do with like technological advancement. It's actually poverty, politics, and sometimes just the customer base being cut off. I'm going to keep this job alive. I'm going to need a safety man, goggles, cooking goggles, about 6 waitresses. So the little coconut sweets are going to cost £50 each. And that's how I'm going to make the logistics work.
Salud. Chin chin, hay que mirarse a los ojos. Oye, a los ojos. Para que buena suerte.
I have now seen the whole process of making these coconut sweets from end to end, and I really hope this job survives. Seeing the effort that goes into something makes it more precious. This is what they do with a coconut, and it's a perfect example, a symbol of what Cubans are doing everywhere in this country, just like taking the basics or whatever they've got nearby and making something amazing.
We've got 1 coconut. Is that a good day's work?
Para ti.
For you, applause.
Oh, is it really? Yeah. How many coconuts do I need to make a batch of sweets?
5 matas.
5 trees.
Oh,
full
really?
Of coconut.
So it's about 3 months?
Back same time next week on BBC Two. Right, we got more tonight. Guess who? Sarah Pascoe's live with Lads at 11:20 on BBC Two. Holly Walsh and Justin Morehouse are guests on XL. Rejoice, a Christmas special. It's next on BBC Two.